Hey everyone, happy Friday! Today we're gonna practice more with tally marks and surveys and tally charts. We're gonna do more of those squares that we did yesterday. We're gonna do a whole bunch today. Before we get started, let's very quickly go over our vocabulary. We're just gonna do this quickly today because we've done it every day, so by now you should know a lot of these words. Tally marks. Tally marks are a special way we can write numbers. Why are they special? That's right, because when we get to 5, we cross. All right, let's practice counting out loud, and when we get to a number where we need to cross, do it in the air with me, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I went all the way to 15 that time. That's a higher number than we've been doing with our tallies. I did that to show you that even when you keep counting, whenever you get to a group of 5, you need to cut across. Our next word is survey. So remember, a survey is a way to collect data. So that's like asking people a question and getting them to vote. So this question might be, what is your favorite pet? Once people vote for that, we can make a tally chart. A tally chart tells us who voted for, how many people voted for what. So for cat, we got 10 votes from our survey, dog got 4 votes, and hamster got 6 votes. Which pet got the greatest amount of votes? Tell me. That's right, a cat got the greatest amount of votes because 10 is the greatest number. It's the biggest number. Which pet got the least amount of votes? That's right, the dog got the least amount of votes because he only got 4 votes, and that's the smallest number on that chart. The next one is total. Total means how many do you have all together. For total, you can count up all the tally marks or squares, okay? Another thing that you could do is write a number sentence, which is adding or subtracting. Okay, that's our last word. A number sentence where you add them all together. That's the same thing is counting them all up. But remember, we have not yet fully talked about adding and subtracting, or adding and subtracting 3 numbers. That comes later in the year, okay? So if you don't get this one right away, that's okay. We just want to introduce this to you. This is just to kind of show you what all we're going to be learning throughout the year. Okay, let's get started. Switched back to my laser pointer. All right, so this is our first worksheet. I'm actually going to do it with you with my pen because I have not been very good at writing on the computer lately. Okay, so here's our first worksheet. This is a survey, and it asks kids what their favorite animal at the zoo is. So it says we can use squares with no gaps, or we can use tally marks to organize the data from the pictures. Do you want to use squares or tally marks? Okay, let's do tally marks first, so we're not going to use squares. All right, so for giraffe, first we need to count how many people voted for giraffes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need to do 7 tally marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, cross for 5, 6, 7. Okay? Now I need to do elephants. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4 tally marks. And lions. For lions, we only have 1, 2, 3. All right, so now let's go down to our question. Write a number sentence to show how many total students were asked about their favorite animal. All right, so this one wants us to find the total. That means all together, how many do we have? What are the different ways we can do that? We can write a number sentence, which is what this question wants us to do, or we can count them all up. Okay, so I'm going to write a number sentence, but remember, you can also count them all up and find the answer, okay? So giraffes got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus elephants 1, 2, 3, 4, plus lions 1, 2, 3. All right, to find my answer, I can add them all up, or I can count all the tallies. Let's count the tallies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 kids voted all together. Perfect. All right, let's go down to the bottom one. Write a number sentence to show how many fewer students like elephants than giraffes. So we're going to do fewer elephants and giraffes. Okay, so elephants and giraffes. So I'm going to do some circles. For my elephants, I'm going to do 4 circles. Lion's got 2. I want to know how many fewer liked. Oh my goodness, you know what I just realized? I just did elephants and lions. Is that what this question's asking? No, it's asking about elephants and giraffes, so I'm going to start over. Even teachers mess up sometimes, so it's okay if you mess up too. All right, so we have elephants and giraffes. Giraffes got 7 votes. Elephants got 4 votes, okay? So to write a number sentence, we could do 7 minus 4. Remember, you start with a bigger number and subtract the smaller. If you don't quite understand that fully, it's okay. We're going to talk way more about that later in the year. Another way we can find out how many fewer is by doing the circles that I started. So we're going to do 7 for giraffes. 4, 5, 6, 7. For elephants, we're going to do 4. Okay? And then we're going to look at our pairs. How many do I have left over? 2. 3. So that means 3 fewer students liked elephants than giraffes. 3 fewer. Remember, when you see fewer than or more than, you can subtract, or you can line up circles or squares and cross out pairs and see how many you've left over. That's for fewer, or how many fewer, or how many more, okay? Now let's go on to our next worksheet today. Ooh, okay. This one says the class has 18 students. On Friday, 9 students wore sneakers, 6 students wore sandals, and 3 students wore boots. Use squares or tally marks to organize the data. Line up your squares carefully. Do you want to use squares or tally marks? Let's use squares since we already used tally marks. The first one is sneakers. How many students wore sneakers? 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, the next one is sandals. How many wore sandals? 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how many wore boots? 3. 1, 2, 3. How many more students wore sneakers than sandals? Okay. How many more students wore sneakers than sandals? Let's draw out some circles. So let's start with sneakers. Sneakers, we have 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sandals, we only have 6. So 6 sandals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many more sandals wore sneakers? Messing up my words. How many more students wore sneakers than sandals? Let's cross out some pairs. How many do I have left over? 3. So how many more students wore sneakers than sandals? That's right, 3. Write a number sentence to tell how many students were asked about their shoes. So that wants to know total. Okay, so to do total, you can add them all up, or you can count all your squares. So let's start by writing our number sentence. Okay, so I know 9 people voted for sneakers, 6 for sandals, and 3 for boots. Our number sentence to find the total is we're going to add all those numbers together. To find the answer, we can add them up, or we can count. Let's count our squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 students were asked in total. Write a number sentence to show how many fewer students wore boots than sneakers. So we're going to do boots and sneakers, okay? Boots and sneakers. So let's start off by drawing my circles. Let's do boots. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because I got 9. Sneakers got 9 votes. And then let's do boots, got 3. Boots got 3 votes. We want to know how many fewer students wore boots than sneakers. Cross out our pairs. How many do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 left. So 6 is my answer. But look, it wanted a number sentence. How could I have shown that with subtraction? You're going to start with your big number, and you're going to do 9 minus your small number, which would get you 6. We just figured it out a different way, but it's the same thing. Your last worksheet looks like this, okay? I want you to try numbers 4, 5, and 6 by yourself. So this is a survey that shows how many vegetables were harvested or how many vegetables they got. Okay, how many vegetables the kids got, okay? The first one wants to know how many total vegetables were harvested. What can you do for that one? That's right, you can count them all up, or you can add them. Remember, it's the total. The next one wants to know which vegetable has been harvested the most. So which vegetable do we have the most of? Which vegetable do we have the most of? What's the biggest number? Then number 6 says, how many more beets, so how many more beets were harvested than corn? So we have beets and corn. Beets and corn. Okay, you can draw out your circles and cross out your pairs, or you can subtract. And the last one, this last one's tricky. How many more beets would need to be harvested to have the same amount as the number of carrots harvested? That's a tricky one. That's a really tricky question. I'm going to leave that one as the bonus question, okay? So if you don't want to do that one, that's okay, because that one's really, really hard. And right now, we don't need to be worried too much about that kind of question. But if you want to try it and you think you know the answer, do your very best and then send it in to me, okay? That's all of your work for Friday. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I can't wait to talk to you guys more on Monday. Bye.